Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am AmalgamAsh, and this is Cemetery Mary. I've been waiting a while to get back to this. I've been busy with other things, but I have definitely been called back. It happened again. Just like with Sunny, I woke up somewhere new. This is a theater, isn't it? It's soaked in shades of green. I'd never been in a place like this before. It felt like a dream, and yet, not quite. It wasn't quite a dream, right? What is this place? First, let's take a whiff. I took a deep inhale, trying to smell what I could. Everything smelled faintly of lilies, but I couldn't see any flowers here at all, which in my opinion is a little sad. Such a lovely musician should at least receive a bouquet. Let's look around since we were already doing that. I was in an old theater. The seats surrounding me seemed dusty. It looked as if they hadn't been sat in for quite some time. There was no one here except for me, and a violinist on the stage. I don't know if they noticed me here or not. Regardless, they continued playing. Let's listen. The sound of an elegant violin reverberated throughout the theater. The violinist atop the stage continued to play despite the fact that I was the only one here. It was beautiful to listen to. I felt as if I could sit in one of these chairs and listen for hours, but I know I did not have that kind of time. Still, what a shame to cut off such a performance so early. Let's feel around. I reached out and touched the chairs. Although I could see that they had a fabric covering, they felt like anything but. The dust did not come off onto my hands, and the chairs themselves felt like dollhouse furniture. Plastic-like. Fake. Let's approach the stage. I walked up to the stage, the musician's image becoming clearer to me as I did. They noticed me approaching, shifting their gaze onto me. They slowly stopped playing their violin. They placed it off to the side, expecting me to join them on the stage. So, I did. I climbed up the short stairs that led up onto the stage. The echoes creaked loudly in the huge room. The musician then gestured to an open extra stool, hiding just behind the curtain. I grabbed it and placed it beside theirs. Lydian Walton? The one and only. She's very pretty. Is it really you? Well, I don't see who else it would be. Yeah, dumb question, Mary. You're supposed to be dead, aren't you? Yes. And I am. So it all checks out, does it not? I mean, I guess so then. What brings you here, my dear? Well, sleep, I guess. Sleep? That's a tad silly, don't you think? Silly? You're playing violin to an empty theater. Oh no, it's not empty. You're here after all. Well, I suppose you have a point. Oh yes, she has a point, Mary. Wait, I'm getting off topic. I wanted to talk about, how is this possible? How should I know? I'm not the dead person expert here. Well, neither am I. Are you sure? You're the one always visiting us, after all. I'd say you're more like us than them, if anything. Me? Visiting? But I've never been here before. Oh, they know, Mary. Well, maybe once before, but that's it. Nonsense. You're always here. I'd even say you're here more often than you aren't. I don't understand. Oh, I'm sure you don't, little flower girl. I suppose all those petals that find their way upon my stage just happened to fall from the sky. She's so sassy, but she's so kind and calm about it. I don't follow. Silly, silly, silly. You're always bringing flowers. Do you think we don't receive them? Wait, sorry. Are you telling me when I bring flowers, they wind up here? Seems so. Then I must... I really am talking to a dead person right now. Not very quick, are you, dear? That's all right. Sorry. It's very exciting to be actually talking to you. Yes, I used to get that a lot. Although, normally in a different context. I love that. Wow, this is so... Wait. I am a bit confused, though. Lydian, you... Yes? Well, it's just that, according to your tombstone and all... Yes, what about it? Well, if it's correct... You shouldn't be this young. Be nice, Mary. You look like you could be my age. But how can that be? You died when you were in your 70s. It's true. Then, well, I guess I'm just having trouble understanding. Because you seem... Well, you look very good for your age. Very funny. But no, it's true that I died in my 70s. I just liked my looks better when I was younger. Can you blame me? I always thought, from a young age, you know, if you died and became a ghost, would you look like you did when you died? Or would you be a version of yourself that you thought was ideal, or one that, I guess the universe said, this right here defines who this is? It's kind of a interesting but also sad if you think about it, and if you think that this past version of me is who I would probably look like. I believe this was my prime. Wait, so you're telling me that you... Mary? Oh, crap. Oh, no. And once again, I was ripped out of this strange world by a very familiar voice. Mars, what are you doing? You okay? She's all... Kraven moved out of the way as I stood up on my own 2 feet, brushing the dirt off myself. Hello. Hi. No offense, but... Fuck were you doing? We have beds at home, you know. You don't have to sleep in the ground. You're not going narcoleptic on me, are you? No, it's nothing like that. I did it on purpose, actually. Why? Well, it's like... I don't know how else to say it, but... I think? Yeah? I think I can talk to ghosts. Come on, Kraven. You can't be surprised at this. You cannot... You gotta take this in. You might laugh. He might laugh. But I think more than anything, he's gonna be like, yeah, I knew it. Don't laugh. I'm being serious. Yeah, no, I believe you. So did Jasper the friendly ghost invite you over for tea, or... Kraven, I really am being serious. I swear I'm not lying. If I can prove it to you... Hey, come on. You don't gotta get like that. If you're serious, then I believe you. But, sleeping outside is kinda... a little fucking dangerous, yeah? Yeah, especially with the killer on the loose. So maybe, like, don't do that, you mean? Especially all by yourself. Ah, right. Well... Yo, Kraven. You guys, get out of here. Kraven and I turned our heads to look towards the cemetery gates. Theodore and Zapara were on the other side. Theodore was waving over to us, hand high in the air. Zapara had her hands gripped tightly around the bars of the gate. She was bouncing up and down, as if trying to get Kraven's attention, as if we couldn't already see them. Kraven turned around and walked over to the gate to talk to them, but they still didn't step inside. Yeah, you guys, you know what's up now. You stay out of here. I followed behind, at a distance. I love that image of Kraven right there. And Zapara. Well, look who finally decided to show up. Us? What about yourself? I'm always where I'm supposed to be. What you doing in here anyways? Thought we weren't allowed in here anymore. Yeah, but I saw Mars asleep in here and I had to wake her up. Asleep? She fucking narcoleptic or something? Nah, at least pretty sure she's not. She just thinks she can talk to ghosts, that's all. You're kidding. Hey. Don't laugh so loud. Can she show us that? Yeah. I want to see. Zapara's so damn hyper. I don't know. Let's see. Yo, Mars. Kraven called out to me. Mary is really worried right now. Look at the look on her face. You want to show the boys what you can do? Uh-huh. Shows you can talk to ghosts. We were going to go to a haunted place anyways. Haunted? Yeah. We were just going to dig around, maybe pick up a Ouija board on the way there. But if you can talk to ghosts, that's just as good, right? Save you money on a Ouija board. Look, I'll come with. I don't want my last interaction with Theodore and Zapara to be like as bad as it was. I conked my head. Really? Yeah, let's hang out. Yeah. Maybe it'll be fun. Whoop whoop. Come on, let's go. I followed Kraven and his friends out of the cemetery. I wasn't even sure where we were going, but I felt as though I couldn't decline their invitation. Especially since things didn't end that great with us last time, and I didn't want to leave a bad impression. See, I get it. I get where she's coming from. Is it just good classical, like, manners? Is that just elegance? But it was fine. I was sure that if I just stayed close to Kraven, I'd probably be okay. This is gonna be weird. I followed close behind as they walked, talking amongst themselves. I wasn't really tuned into their conversation. Too busy caught up in my own thoughts. That's understandable. And then, after walking a while, we entered a much different part of the city. This area of the city was more suburban than anywhere else. There were actual, houses. The kind with lawns and stuff, not just apartments. They weren't anything too special. I used to live in the suburbs. Fun fact, I actually loved it. I love thinking back to those childhood days. Just standard houses. I guess a house is worth it if you really value your privacy, but these areas of town always felt so out of place. And since there were only houses here, no shops or anything like that, I felt like a trespasser entering this neighborhood, even if all we were doing was walking around. Like I said I would, I stayed close to Kraven, and I made note of the house they were approaching, and then stopped in front of. Here she is. This house, it was a bit bigger and nicer than the others on this road. Had it not been for the state of disrepair that it was in, you could see the cracks in the windows all the way from the sidewalk. Not to mention all the tall, unruly grass that probably hadn't been cut in ages. It looked like there was probably some sort of gate or fence at one point, but not anymore. There was nothing stopping us from waltzing right up on to the front door. This house is haunted? Well, just look at it. Did someone die here? Hell if I know. Then how can you be so sure it's haunted? Wouldn't being haunted imply there's a ghost here? Come on, no bickering. You're wasting time. Let's just go in already. We walked up to the front door. Kraven was able to open it with no resistance at all. As soon as the door was opened, an awful stench flooded out from the inside of the house. Old house smell. How long has this place been abandoned for? We stepped into the house and through an archway which led us into what looked like a living room. It was in shambles, to say the least. I coughed after just a few steps inside. It felt hard to breathe, as if there was too much dirt in the air to really breathe properly. It was all very gross. Yuck. Didn't realize how fucking moist this air would be. Haven't you been here before? Kinda. Doesn't matter. We're here, so go on. Do your thing. Oh, what? The ghost thing? Duh. That's kind of what we're all here for. What she means is that we'd like to see you talk to ghosts, like you claim to be able to. Oh, right, well, I mean, it isn't that easy. So far, I've only been able to do it when I'm asleep. And, well, you just woke me up a little while ago. Oh, come on. I'm sure you can do it. You have to at least try. Why are your knees so ashy, Zapara? We didn't drag you all the way out here for nothing. But we don't even know if this place is even haunted. What if it's just a waste to begin with? Well, there's only one way to check that then, isn't there? Still, like I said, I just woke up, you know? I know I'm usually pretty good at, just falling asleep wherever. But I don't think I can fall back asleep this quickly after waking up. Kraven can sing you a lullaby. Fuck no. You do it. Oh, Crow, you know my singing voice isn't as angelic as yours. Whatever, Theodore. Get to croonin'. Fly me to the moon. Mars, would you be able to fall asleep if I sang a lullaby? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, or she's saying OMG. OMG! Crowboy's gonna sing for us. Ah. Fuck you, it's not for you. Kraven seemed embarrassed. Lay down on the couch. That's gross. I don't want to lay down on this gross ass abandoned couch. Look at it. It's made from that 70s green, like, is it cloth? Who knows? Touch it and find out. And then you touch it and you still don't know. I'll try singing for you. I did what he asked of me. Everyone was already here and I didn't want to let anyone down. Besides, it couldn't hurt to try, right? I laid back onto the old couch and closed my eyes, hoping that it wouldn't break beneath my weight. And she's like 60 pounds. Dripping wet, I heard Kraven's friends begin to giggle amongst themselves as Kraven cleared his throat, readying himself to sing to me. Zapara giggled and sounded like, Theodore giggled, and you didn't hear anything but the ground kind of shook. I must admit I almost giggled myself when I heard him start to sing Mary Had a Little Lamb. Although I'm not sure I would describe his voice as angelic, it was actually pretty nice to listen to. The only songs he usually sings along to are loud punk ones, so it was a nice change of pace. And despite how dank the air was and how itchy the sofa felt, I actually did end up finding myself drifting off to sleep. Suddenly I was awake, and I was in the bathroom of the old house. Did it work? Was I in the same realm as the ghosts again? Then maybe this house really was haunted after all. Hello? I called out into the house. No response. I guess I'd better look around then. I got up from out of the tub, careful not to slip on my way out. Was it wet? I exited the bathroom and into the hallway. Looking down it, this house seemed a lot bigger on the inside, even though it seemed to be big enough on the outside already. I hoped I wouldn't get lost as I started to look around. The hallways were long and almost a bit disorienting. I had no idea what floor I was on or where the staircase was, or any idea on how to get back to the entrance. But if I was here right now, surely there was someone's ghost that I could talk with, right? I'll find my way around, but where should I look for them? Let's go to the window. I looked out the window to try to get a better gathering of where I was. Besides, it was probable that the ghost would be standing outside too, maybe in a garden or something. I wiped the dust off the window, coughing a bit as it came off and into the air. I cupped my hands to the glass and peered outside. It was still pretty hard to see much, but it appeared as if I was at least on the second floor of the house. I didn't see anybody outside, though. Ghosty, where are you? Broken door? I noticed there was a door that had been broken off its hinges. It was placed precariously in front of the doorway it belonged to, so that it still covered it, but it wouldn't topple over. That's very well described. I know exactly how it is just because of that description. I walked over to it and grabbed the door with both hands. I lifted it up and then gently brought it to the side. I peered into the now open doorway. Little light from the windows leaked through, but it was enough to see with. There was an old metal frame single bed on one end of the room, and an old desk on the other. Other than that, there wasn't much else, and there was no ghost either. I placed the door back in front of the doorway, the way I had found it. The cracked door? I approached the door with a large crack across the front. I went to go reach for the knob. There is none. It looks like it had fallen off some time ago. I tried to push the door open, but it wouldn't budge. I leaned over and peered into the hole where the knob should be. Nothing. Or rather, it is too dark to see anything. Oh well. Alright, I've been lucky so far. Let's check the door with crystal knob. I approached the door that had a crystal knob on it. None of the other doors I had passed had something like this. It must have led to a special room. I grabbed the knob of the door. The crystal felt cool on my hand. I turned the knob, but the door wouldn't open. I tried again, but it still would not open. I decided to just give up on it. I did not want to force it open. Besides, if it was locked, that probably meant I wasn't supposed to be in there anyways. We did it. We got all of the doors. That's nice. The Ajar door. I looked towards the door at the end of the hall. It was slightly ajar. I walked over to it and opened it all the way. I looked inside the room. There was a bookshelf with hardly any books, and a worn-down cozy chair to sit and read them in, but no ghost. I closed the door all the way this time, and I left it alone. I kept looking, but the place seemed completely empty. What was I going to do? Surely I'd be waking up soon, and when I did, I'm sure the others would be expecting to hear about what I found. Should I just make up a story of a ghost I met here? I mean, they wouldn't know the difference if I did, right? It seemed like that'd be my only option, until... Footsteps! Who's running? Who's in this house, this dream house? Nightmare house? We'll find out in the next episode, for unfortunately I am out of time. So thank you, dear viewer, for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll see you again tomorrow, and we have a fantastic day. Until then, bye for now.